Hi everybody, welcome to Paca Tuesday. I'm Tasha with Butterfield Alpaca Ranch, and today you get to meet Belle. Belle was the second cria born here at the ranch. She is 3 years old. She just had her birthday last month. And she was born just after Jewel. If you remember, Jewel was born big for her age. Belle was born just the average size. And then after her came Thor, who you'll meet in a couple of months, but he was born small. So Belle here was right in the middle. You'll notice though that she is smaller as an adult than other alpacas. She just is standing right in front of Fanny there, so you can kind of compare that even though she is of an adult age, her neck and her legs are just not as long as the other alpacas. And I'm not quite sure why that is. And for that reason, I won't be breeding her. Belle's grandmother is Toy Dancer, who you met last week. Toy Dancer, along with her daughter, Belle's mother, who was Star Dancer, was a part of my original Surrey herd. Now, Star Dancer passed away a couple of years ago, so you don't get to meet her, but Belle definitely knows who her grandmother is. I don't know if she knows the actual connection, that it's her grandmother, but she knows that Toy Dancer was someone special to her mother, so she knows she can trust her. And in the evenings or relaxing times of the day, I'll often find Belle laying next to her grandma. You might notice a correlation with names. Toy Dancer, her daughter Star Dancer, and Belle is actually short for Ballerina Dancer. Like ballerina, but ballerina. I got to name her, and I named her Ballerina Dancer because when she was just very little, new life here at the ranch, she would run and play and run and run and run, and she would do what we call pronking. When alpacas get excited, they'll jump up in the air and they'll kind of bend themselves, like arching their back and different things like that, in excitement, really. Well, she would do that and she would run, and she just loved movement. So I named her Ballerina Dancer. At the last property that the alpacas stayed on, there was a lot of barbed wire. If you remember, we mentioned that property before. It was designed for cattle, in which barbed wire is perfect, but it's really not good for alpacas. And Belle here had an experience that just epitomizes why barbed wire and alpacas do not mix well. This would have been when she was about 1.5 years old, and my mother was actually visiting at the time. I was driving somewhere, I was running an errand. My mother went to check on the alpacas. Well, she found Belle caught up in the barbed wire fence, where the wire was running beneath her, like between her front and back legs, in between her front legs, between her back legs, and had actually cut her up in the back of her belly. And as far as we can figure, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but when the alpacas roll in the dirt, they'll be flailing their legs about in their attempts to roll, and our guess is that she did that next to the fence. Her feet got caught up in it, and then that wire got caught between her legs and she just couldn't get free. She was actually, when my mom found her, kind of hanging on the fence. Her head was down, and my mom called her name and was so scared that, you know, she was dead. But she was alive, just in a lot of pain. She went to the vet, had a little surgery, got all stitched up, and she's doing really good now. Belle and I thank you for joining us today on Paca Tuesday. Have a great day. Bye.